Alright, guys. Guess what? We're back with another WCS Spring Cast. And me NVIDIA thing keeps popping up on me screen. Thanks. That's very nice, NVIDIA. I love it when you do that. Ugh. Down here in the bottom right-hand side, in the in the red, it's Lambo. Alright. Up here in the top left in the blue, it's Probe. The probiest with the mosiest. It's going to be going for that pylon on the low ground, but not scouting just yet. Straight into gas first. Okay. Looks like we might see a Marjorie here. Perhaps. Definitely a delayed scout opening, because Lambo, not one to do an early pull on such a huge map. Confident macro Zerg's the easiest to take advantage of. I actually think that's why I really do enjoy people doing a proxy hatch like over here or like here or whatever, and then trying to build spines on this map, just because a lot of Protoss players are doing what Probe's doing, where they're not scouting until after their Nexus goes down, and it could be really cool. Anyway, this is of course a WCS spring match, guys. We've already cast a few matches from this group, and we're trying to catch up on players who got knocked out of the tournament without having their games on the mainstream at all, and Probe was one of those, despite making an amazing run through the tournament. I think Lambo, did he even get on the mainstream once, guys? I feel like maybe he crushed someone on the mainstream in one set. Like group stage 2 or something like that. Not 100% sure. Anyways, it is a PvZ, it's King's Cove, and we'll see exactly how things go. Massing Void Ray's next game. Pig advice, says Meowmix. How you doing, Meowmix? What's up? Meowmix, Meowmix, meow, meow, meow. Cybercore down. Still no scout. Wait, is Probe not scouting at all? Oh my god. Dirty Protoss players. Dirty Protoss players. So there's a hatchery building over here, and it's like, I'm going to build some spine crawlers next to your natural. That would be pretty bad for Probe. But this is the thing you can do. Lambo definitely thinks he's the favored player in this matchup. He is the favored player historically. But Probe here, just going to open up nice and greedy. Cut a bit of a corner. And see what he can do from there. It's going to be a Chrono to Depth. Warp Gate starts up. I'm thinking Robo. Yep. Robo goes down. These Robo openings very common. I would not be surprised to see a Stalker Chrono boosted out of here as well. And we see some Zerglings already scouting for proxies. Notice he's been very methodical with these queued up attack paths, even on the high ground, because a lot of people like to proxy gate there. Really cute proxy location that Classic showed us, guys. You can go pylon there, a gate there, and you can warp in across the rocks. Disgusting. Ruined Dark with that in GSL. Season 1 semi-final, I believe it was, where Classic was down 2-0 and then won 3 games in a row with Proxy Gateway Glaive Adept shenanigans. Was really, really nice build orders, and I think since then, Zerg players are scouting for proxies so much more in all of the weird positions. Now, Probe going to come in here. He sees the third base. Doesn't get to see if gas mining is back up or not. So he sees only now, oh shit, I didn't actually check the other gas. And that's shaded from too far away. He will not see that extra gas. He's going to try and count the drones. And he does see a decent drone count. Interestingly enough, though, Lambo has gone Overlord speed, guys. So look at that, super fast Overlord speed, never pulled off gas at all. And because of that, his drone count's going to be a little bit weaker than normal. He's delayed, oh no, he actually skipped Ling speed. Oh, he did the Ling speed, the delay on the Ling speed into that. Oh shit, he let the Overlord lose its acceleration there. Big mistake by Lambo. You don't want to lose this Overlord, guys. It's really bad to lose an Overlord this early. The other Overlord does come in because this is already such an uneconomic opening for Lambo. Actually, you know what? Sorry, I keep saying that, and then I keep realizing he's forgotten Ling speed. It's not that uneconomic. Because if there was a double depth pressure from Probe, Lambo would really struggle with no Ling speed to deal with it. He'd be like, oh shit, these adepts are so agile and fast. But because he didn't do that, he didn't scout, he just poked with a single adept very passively. It's an okay opening for Lambo, but you still have Overlord speed. You should not be losing Overlords. I do like another Overlord going across the map there. It's going to start to scout out a single Stalker poking across the map behind this. Immortal Production on the way and the Fast Forge. This is the opening which can hit a brutal +2 timing attack. You can all thank SOS for being the douchebag who first did this a few seasons ago, and since then, other players have done it 1,000 times better than him. No offense to SOS. He's a trailblazer, he's a genius, but other players have just made it even more brutal than his original execution of it. Absolutely disgustingly fast upgrades. And the first time he did it, he crushed through like a really good Zerg. I think it was Solar. And he was like, no, +2 Immortals and Archons and Zealots don't actually care about you having a 45 supply lead of Roaches. And Solo was like, really? Did I just die to a guy who was on 2 base when I had like my 3rd mining so quickly, cut workers at what seemed like the right point, and massed a gigantic Roach force? And SOS was like, yep, +2 Immortals and Archons, baby. And your +1 is never even done as the Zerg by the time the +2 hits for Protoss. Very rarely. Zergs, of course, trying to defend their 3rd base, being worried about all the different options. They're not building fast Evo chambers. We do see an Evo now starting for Lambo, but that's like past 5 minutes. He's got a lair on the way. He's still continuing to scout. He does see 2 more gateways in the main and another 2 going up there. So Lambo, I mean, he's up at 54 drones, but I don't think he's going to build many more. He's got 2 more that'll pop out. That'll take him to 57, which is like 5 gases. Yeah, you've got it. Yeah, 5 gases, 3 mineral lines with a few workers missing on the 3rd mineral line. So he's about 8 drones short of 3 base full saturation. Can't really afford to go up to a 4th, but you can afford a ton of Roaches and Ravagers off of this. Do we have Roach speed finished? We do not. That's a bit of a mistake. You want to queue that up a lot earlier here as Lambo. Lambo sees Probe going towards that 3rd base. His Overlord's sitting over the production, and he knows there's a chance for a big attack to come. But it's probably going to be with +2. So, I mean, there could be a +1 attack. He's got to build a lot of units to stay safe. But notice how he's like kind of building Roaches, adding drones. Building Roaches, building drones. Now, he's adding a Baneling nest. And the thing is, he's going to go into Roach Bane. Really amazing composition in the short term. But once enough Archons come out to absorb the Banelings and enough Psystorm comes out with Immortals behind it, this composition falls off real hard. So it's an amazing all-in stopping composition. Banelings can clean up Zealots really hard, get on top of Sentries. Roaches and Ravagers can break force fields and just swamp over units. A very, cheap, meaty composition that excels in the open ground. But fighting up there, going to be hard to break. That being said, Probe's not building probes, and Lambo sees it. Lambo sees no lights flashing on this Nexus. He keeps scouting the ton of gateways going down in the main. Yeah, the Templar Archives, probably just for Archons though. He keeps scouting this. He sees the Chrono on the Forge, and Lambo's like, yeah, I'm going to take a 4th. I'm going to spread creep, but 63 drones is all I ever need. And he's just going to mass army and look to crush this attack when it comes. A good amount of force field energy for Probe. Still got his Stalker drop that's been poking around. It's been trying to deny the creep, but losing his Observer means he can't do that anymore. Hallucination's going to come in. Probe, of course, worried about a Swarm Host or Spire transition, most of all. Seeing no 6th gas, quite important. Sees the Infestation Pit just going down now. So Probe knows there's no really scary tech right now. He saw the Baneling Nest, and he sees it again. He's going to move down forwards, but he's got to be careful because it is, of course, a big open area. He's going to drop Stalkers in the back at the same time. He's pressing forward on the creep. I really hate this Overlord in this base. I feel like you should have warped in a Stalker a while ago as Probe. Letting your opponent just see everything like this makes the Zerg way too comfortable. And I am going to be critical of that. That's just you letting the Protoss have too much comfort. War Prism's going to join the front. It looks like he wants to commit. That is 6 Immortals. +2 is about 20 seconds from finishing. Being chrono boosted, make that about 13 seconds or so. Yeah, about 14 seconds. 7 more pylons finishing, so he's clearing up supply so we can warp in more Archons. That's a lot of Banelings. Bane speeds finish. +1 range is now done, so it's only a 1 upgrade advantage. +2's just kicked in, guys. He's going to go for it, and the force fields are incredibly late, and he loses all of his sentries before he force fields. He fights in the biggest, most wide open area on the map, and that's good because it gives you a Zealot surface area. So if you're jumping on like a small Hydra army, you just want to get on top of those low hit point units, good area to fight because you can just jump on top of them with like a huge Zealot army. So if you're doing like a Hass timing attack where you actually stay on 2 gas, you never take these gases, but you saturate your 3rd mineral line. So a similar probe count, maybe 55 probes at most, right? Sometimes fighting the open's big, a good idea, but here where Banelings are going to mitigate your Zealots anyway, and you've got a ton of Roach Ravager, and force fields are a big part of your army. That's a devastating engagement, and that is indeed the game that they went over on In Depth. So for anyone who's like, I saw that game. Yes, I did too, actually. I saw that on the In Depth show just 2 days ago. I was watching it. So I don't know what happens in the other games, though. Well, I do know the overall score result, but I don't know which games win, which games lose, which is nice. But yeah, that was a crushing one. No regret and Artosis both were of the opinion that if you pull back as Probe, add Storm, probe up your 3rd base, you've kind of forced the Zerg into rather average units, right? Mass Roach Ravager Bane. It's a trash army in the long term. And it forces Lambo into this weird position where he's going to struggle to trade those units out effectively while adding more economy and getting higher up the tech tree. And because he's maxed out there on Road Ravager Bane, he can't really like tech up super hard, right? He can't be like, oh yeah, no worries, man. I'm just going to add 20 drones, go to 80 workers, make a spire, go for Broodlords. First things first, you've got no anti-air to defend the Broodlords. Secondly, you don't have the supply to drone up that hard. You're in a position where you want to fight there as Lambo, and it was like an anti-timing for Probe. An absolute anti-timing. The game is not letting me load replay 2. It's going to be year 0. Let me exit out of the game and open it from the folder. Little trick, guys. If an old replay won't open for you, just use the show in folder button and double click the replay from there with StarCraft closed, and then it'll automatically reopen StarCraft, put you straight into game. It's also quicker this way. When you leave a replay, you just Alt F4 out of the game, double click the next replay from the folder, because it'll immediately launch the correct version of the game rather than you're reloading the game to the current state and then going back to an older version. And if it won't load, always just Alt-Tab out and Alt-Tab back in when it's stuck on the black screen, and it'll immediately load up. So that was a bit of a crushing. Lambo just took Probe to D-Town, I dare say. Up here in the top right, looking for the 2-0 win in the red, it's Lambo. And up here in the top left-hand side of the map in the blue, it is Probe. Was a speed taken by Lambo at all this game. He did add Ling speed afterwards. Yes, he added Ling speed after it. So he went Ling speed. I think he got Roach speed as well eventually, right? He had Roach speed at the end there, surely. I think he must have remembered it. But yeah, I think he went Ling. He definitely went Ling speed a little bit after, like maybe 3 minutes 30 or something. He started Ling speed 3:20.
I want you to fall in my bed like rain. Like when
oh shit!
Wet season.
Thank you very much, Wrong Chat, with the tier 1 sub. Sorry guys, I actually just turned off my sub sounds, my alert sounds, but I will give you guys big shout outs and thank yous. Thank yous, Wrong Chat, for the tier 1 sub. Appreciate that, dude. By the way, we got the stream title up to date. Let me just double check that real quick. That sometimes I change the title, and then I forget to friggin' actually press update. I like write out a title and I just leave it there in the box, and it's like waiting for me to click update. But we are Gucci by the looks of it. Probe not going to scout again. Greedy boy Probe. This is a gas first again, I think. I think he went gas before gate again. Not 100% sure. Meanwhile, hatch gas pool. Looks like a 16 hatch opening for Lambo. Into a gas in a pool. 18 gas, 17 pool, I believe. Back at home, the Nexus goes down, as does the Cybercore. And is he going to scout this game? He is. Probe's actually going to decide to have a look around this time. You know who else likes to have a look around? Our man, Amon. Look at him. Look how many eyes he's got on each side of his head. Holy shit. No wonder this guy designed the Overseer. You guys think Overlords are fucking perverted? You think Overseers and Observers are creepy? Look at this big fucker just poking his head out of like the dark fog. You guys ever see a real deep foggy mist outside your window? If you look real close, you may see this guy, especially if you're getting changed. He'll be peeking his head in and looking through the window. He'll be like, oh, look at those. Look at this fucking nerd in his fucking undies. He's a creeper, for sure. And look at his tentacle beard. Fucking creepy, man. Who the fuck has a tentacle beard? That's incredibly weird. Probe comes in, sees some Zerglings coming out. It's going to go have a bit of a pokey round. Making sure there's not too many Lings sneaking their way across the map. Sees the drone going towards the third. Behind this, an Adept on the way, and a Stargate this time. Probe changing it up. Changing it up here. Going through some classic play. He's going to get a Stalker. Now that tells me he wants to go Oracle first. Yep, Adept is going to come across the map here. Why can I not follow unit? I gotta hold down Control F, really? Oh my god. Yeah, Davy Jones. You get a Davy Jones beard, man. So it's once again Zergling speed being skipped, and Ovi speed coming up. Dude, I would. Does he? Lambo doesn't have that much scouting. I would actually. I mean, this map's tough for it. If it was a different map, I would say if Probe like had a chance to watch the first game and you expect the same play, I would have chronoed 2 Adepts and done Proxy Oracle. Proxy Oracle If you can like proxy it and dive into their main, that's really good. You can't do it on this map because the Overlord goes across all the proxy locations that are near the main base. But proxy Oracle plus 2 adepts against someone who skips link speed, it's a friggin' nightmare for the Zerg to deal with. Now that's an out of meta build. It's a pretty old build. So I can absolutely see why it's not coming down. Lambo's going to scout out Oracle into Oracle. He's got his Spore right on time. Going to finish up like about 7-8 seconds before this. Or maybe about 10 seconds before this finishes. Look at this Oracle. It's trying to fly across the map. It's getting blocked by his big creepy head and beard. It's going to change angles, knowing it's been spotted. And it's going to hit the natural of the third base, looking for any stray drones. But look at this Lambo. Great anticipation. He's got these 2 queens down here. They are on a control group. He uses control group 6 for his defensive queens. And they are shepherding these drones over to this base. Ooh! I think Probe just said, look, I'm already damaged. Let's just regenerate the shields. Like, he's probably going to be watching. He'll probably react in time. Behind this, a Robo goes down a 3rd gateway. Is that a 2nd gate? Oh, it's a very late 2nd gate. I like it. I like the delayed 2nd gate. You don't really need it that early. You know what? That's like a reasonably normal time 2nd gate, actually. Never mind me. Twilight Council will go down behind this as well, though, surely, right? Oh, it's the 4 Oracle build. Oh. Who invented this? Was this Canning? Who invented this build, guys? The 4 Oracle opening against Zerg. It's just like, you just dive with 4 Oracles, and you just ignore the Spore Crawler and kill like 20 drones if they don't have queens there. It's the most silly thing. Yeah, 4th Oracle being chrono boosted, and he's hiding them in the dead space. Gross. Gross, 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 gross. This Overlord here, chilling out. Got an Observer on the way. 3rd Nexus does go down. A couple of Adepts guarding it. And these Oracles, notice how they're avoiding the Watchtower until the Adept clears it up. Overlord's starting to spread all over the map, though, so there's a good chance Lambo sees this coming. He's got good scouting. His Roach Warren's done. His lair's almost finished. He's gone straight up to 5 gases, over 60 workers. He's building some Roaches now because he's not sure if there'll be any Adepts or maybe a Prism with some Archons coming across. So he's okay, build a few Roaches, start an Evo chamber. Overlord's going in for more scouting. 4 Oracles, though, have all gone to the south of the map. This Stalker's still on guard duty. He says, leave! Those of you who don't know, that's actually what a Stalker's voice sounds like. Leave! Yeah. Stalkers growing up got a lot of atomic wedgies. They're a little bit scarred. They're like, fucking no! 4 Oracles. Are the queens in position? Oh my god, 3 queens in position. Get wrecked, Probe. I'm sorry, Probe. That's not what you want. Oh, no. He's just going to dive to another base. I mean, if you know they're there, they're not in position in the main and natural, but the spores are almost done. Lambo immediately dropped a 2nd spore in each base. And the Oracles, I mean, they're still going to dive, and he's just going to, like, click on a few drones, but he loses an Oracle, gets only 4. You forced a response. It's not no damage. You know, you force 3 spores. That's essentially another about 5 drone kills. So, you know, it's like, hey, you've killed 9 drones. Is that worth it? No. But he's preserved the Oracles, and this was not an all-in. He's got Immortals, he's got a 2nd Robo, +1 charge. How many gateways are we at? Still only 2 gateways. So you can see the infrastructure is quite far behind, but Probe's got the economy. He's equal in workers, he's got the gases up on the 3rd. I feel like he'd be so vulnerable to just dying to any sort of like Nidus Worm attack, or maybe even a fast Roach Ravager Hydra. But guess what? You're not going to do that on the biggest map in the pool year 0. The Nidus definitely was an option, and I don't think Probe was necessarily checking for it enough, but he's in a gentleman's agreement game right now with Lambo. Neither of them wanting to go too crazy. Comes back in, gets another 4 kills, keeps all 3 alive. So if you can just keep recycling the Oracle energy, get their shields to regenerate, keep coming back in, that can be really nice. It is a well-timed, a decently timed 4th for Lambo. Not especially fast, but not slow either. Overseer comes in, sees all the gateways. Still no Templar Archives for Probe. That's starting to worry me. He's got a gigantic gas bank, and he bloody needs it. Oh, good focus fire. Lambo ran the queen back and then ran it forwards and focus fired the lowest hit point Oracle. Only 2 more drones on that wave. Still annoying, but not quite as much. Templar Archives is finally going down. In this sort of game where your opponent's going for the 4th, and no doubt I think we'll see drones for it, I think you really do want to be getting that Storm out as quickly as possible. Mutas have been spotted by those Oracles, I think. Oh, he's got the Observer in the pervert position. Guys, there's a rule I used to have in early Legacy of the Void. All Zerg players need to bring this back. It's get an Overseer in your main and patrol it to your 3rd. Because people are always setting up these cheeky Observers to see everything popping out of your rally points. And that's given Probe warning. He's building Phoenix right now. He's already warping in Stalkers. He's got a cannon there. A shield battery's going to go up soon. Stalkers and a Phoenix run down. Lambo, of course, didn't want to commit to heavy mutas because he knew his opponent had a Stargate, and he knew that would be really, really hard to actually, like, get damage done. And if you don't get enough damage done, the mutas are dead weights once the Phoenix count grows. Now, there's a stasis trap there. That could be a big saving grace. Good Guardian Shield. Oh, he's setting off the Immortal Barriers. He's committing to a push. He's just set off all the Immortal Barriers with the mutas, knowing they're not going to help in a frontal fight. And that's a lot of Roach Ravager Bane. It's the same short-term composition. But, oh, no! He doesn't know! Oh, fuckity shitballs. Holy crap. That's a 21-second delay on this push. And that is so important for Probe. He's got more stasis traps, more pylons, Archons, Immortals warping in right now. Lambo is somewhat all in. He needs to do damage right here, right now. And I can tell you, he is fuming. He is so pissed off that he did not see this shimmer of that stasis trap, that he did not bring an Overseer with this push. Oh, we've got a big fight. Banelings crashing in on the south side. Let's focus on this southern battle. A lot of Banelings going down. Nice force fields, Immortals, Archons, and whatnot are holding on. Zealots counterattack down the natural ramp, but they get just ravaged by the Roach Ravager Baneling. Phoenix are now coming forward. The mutas are all dead, guys, so the Phoenix are able to pick up these Ravagers one at a time, but Probe a little bit more focused on just defending, just surviving here. That Archon's going to get focused down, and with it, the splash damage of Probe falls, but look at that. 3 cannons behind it, a few more stasis traps there. And whilst Probe is losing all of his tech units, his Storm is going to finish. His Templar Archives does not go down. More Immortals and Stalkers coming. That squad that was on anti-muta duty in the main crushes this. Lambo's only on 65 drones. That was, I wouldn't call it an all-in, but that was a heavily committed timing attack where Lambo needed to at least trade army for army. But Probe stands with a good bit of technicality left. A few Phoenix stopping the chance of any muta swap. An Oracle for continued scouting. 3 Immortals and 5 High Templar morph in immediately and start gathering Storm energy. Probe on equal economy. A 4th base going down. This is an amazing position for the Protoss player, who's now improving the upgrades at a slightly faster rate with Chrono Boost. Oh, not really. He's actually a bit behind on the upgrades, but he is starting to work on those. Hydroid and Infestation Pit goes down behind this for Lambo, who's stuck on this low-tier army, and he's now very worried about a counterattack in the next 2 minutes. But he's also thinking, oh shit, I need to build a big economy and take a 5th base to actually be in a good position. Speaking of 5th base, that one gets shut down. And Probe is in a very good position now. The Phoenix are going to come around looking for some drone kills. Just trying to use a little bit of usefulness. And that Observer still sees everything popping out, by the way. Probe can see if it's drones, if it's more mutas. He sees the Hive start at exactly that moment. He's got units on the watchtowers, so Probe feels so safe right now. And look at his army. Immortals, Archons, Storms already gathering up. Before the next fight, he's probably going to have a 2nd Storm and all of these High Templar, which means he'll have 10 Storms available. He's already got 5 Immortals with +2. 6th one is somewhere. Where is that 6th Immortal? Where is it? Seriously, where is that Immortal, dude? Is he an Immortal? It's just sitting in his natural. There it is. Lings down here looking to attack. Zealots and Archons say nope. And those Lings, uh-oh. Ah, no. Oh, good reactions. Lambo's fast, man. Fast boy. Hydras are on the way. They've almost got muscular organs, but they do not have range yet. And this is a big army. I mean, you can beat this with Hydra, Bane, Roach Ravager, but he's got to flank with Banelings. This Baneling squad, he's going to try and run through the hedge and get on top of the High Templar. He's going to try and hide it. Nice spreads on his units. We've seen some sloppy engagements in recent casts. But I think Lambo's a better player than some of the Zergs we've seen screw up their engagements recently. Ooh, a Zealot counterattack actually catches that Baneling flank. The Baneling's trying to roll in, but beautiful Storms. A good arc from every single side, though, and he's pushing him back. Lambo, ooh, a couple of Storms zoning him out, though. He's not able to capitalize on top, and even though those Immortal Barriers are off right now, he's not able to deal with them. He has to get down there to defend. He's got no Banelings left. Uh-oh, every Zealot warp-in becomes so powerful now. Those units can buffer for these high-value Immortals and Archons, and their damage is going to be insane. +2 is finished. There's just a small squad of Ravager Hydra. They need more Banelings to buffer. They need Banelings to get rid of these Zealots, but they just can't do it right now. There's not enough Zerg. And Lambo's going to have to tap out. That stasis trap. That was a literal game-winning stasis trap, guys. Oh my god. Lambo would have been so friggin' mad. So mad. I'm telling you, he would have been so pissed. And like a 2nd one landed, kind of force fielding him. Oh. Thank you very much for that clip, Black Spear. Please do give that one a click, guys. I think that stasis trap is worthy of me putting in my clips for sure. Jesus. I couldn't just... Like, often a stasis trap just sitting out front like that, it should get activated by a couple of Zerglings at most. Fuckity shitballs, is that what I said? Oh, truer words have never been said, mate. I mean, that's just the appropriate word, like, exclamation mark for that stasis trap. I think this would have been so much harder for Probe to hang on to. Just the valuable extra seconds to get up some more cannons, some more stasis traps to kind of organize his defense. This was a huge stasis trap. Now, I'm not saying Probe dies, but I'm saying this game looks a lot better for Lambo if that stasis trap doesn't go down. Beautiful hold there by Probe. Ties up the series 1-1. Oh shit, I forgot to Alt F4. Ah. The muter hard counter was huge, says Madison. One. Yeah, those muters not being able to surprise was a big problem for Lambo there. When you're not able to surprise your opponent at all, and then like yeah, they killed nothing. Don't get me wrong, it's still not the end of the world because you've activated the Immortal Barriers before the fight started, and Probe's Force didn't have Storm and didn't have a lot of Archons yet, so Immortal Barrier going down pre-fight is huge, and you forced 4 Phoenix and a pack of Stalkers warped in, neither of which helps in that battle on the ground, right? So it still does damage for Probe, for Lambo, but it's just, obviously, if you get in by surprise, you kill 7 or 8 Stalkers and Probes, and you do that, it's even better. But yeah, you force a cannon in each mineral line as well. Like, all of that stuff it's still something. And I think he still could have played it out from there. I think Lambo was like, yep, I mean, it's spotted, but shit happens. Definitely Medal of Honor to that Observer, just sitting between the main and natural and seeing everything, though. All right, guys, down here in the bottom right, in the red, it's Lambo. Up here in the top left, in the blue, it's Probe. Representing Legacy ANZ up against Lambo, who... Is Lambo still on Clash, guys? Jamie, can we look that one up? Is Lambo still on Clash? I believe he is, but just want to double check that. I like that. You think I just discovered a new combo? It's like I discovered a new combo in a fighting game. Except with swear words. Oh fuckity shitballs, holy crap. I like it. I like it, man. All right, guys, that's a gateway gas single miner into a forge. Probe here wanting to cannon rush. Lambo here not respecting the probe. I've been telling people how you have to send a drone to chase that probe. The moment you see a probe enter your base, you should already have a drone on it. There is no excuse not to. And I would love to hear pro Zerg players tell me how sending a drone down for 20 seconds is gonna like lose them the game. But in this meta, on these maps where there's so many of these 3 pylon wall of spots where you get so much space, he can even build a gateway down here. Look at that. Yeah, he's not even going to bother. He's just like, yeah, it's fine. You're not going to pull more drones. Probe's like, shit, I'm actually not protecting that cannon right now, but Lambo's like not even reacting to it. Oh, he is. He is now. He is now. Oh, but he's only pulling 3 more drones. It's too late. You can't stop this now. It's too late. Yeah, no, you gotta... It's too late to apologize. You gotta get the fuck out of that. And he let the hatchery finish as well. I think Lambo being a little bit indecisive here. I really do think having a drone down there and blocking the most abusive spots, it just forces the cannon rush player to commit so much more to it. Now, he's going to try and break this position. We know that because he's going a spine on the high ground and a roach warren, and he's building a hatch on the other side of that. So he's going to try and break down, if he can, with the spine crawler, and he's going to try and build roaches in his opponent's main base. Behind this, Probe is actually committing to the gateway at home and the cybercore at home, and he's chrono boosting a zealot. He's already spotted this. Probe is going to get on top of that hatchery and start dishing out a lot of hurt to it. This natural's going down. Lambo's trying to drone up here. I think Lambo... Yeah, I like this hatchery. He realizes that this is not going to work. He's going to have to cancel that. So he's opening up his options and staying flexible. Now, Probe, though, also following up the cannon rush. The Overlord sees this, and both players, this is a battle of flexibility and adjustment. You need to play the adjusting game here. I'm not sure. Can I get out? It can. Okay, one drone gets out. The spine crawler will slowly break through here, but he does need a queen to spread some creep. Cannons are going to go down on that base. Lambo needs to get another hatchery up elsewhere because that hatch gets cancelled in the main. Yeah, he runs that away, uses the cash to put into this hatchery. He's cancelled the roach warren, but his queen was so delayed. Oh, that's the problem. I mean, those cannons are going to be there forever. for quite a while. And this is going to go down, which is really unfortunate because this is such a small commitment by Probe, and Probe is looking to expand behind it. He's got a Stargate already on the way, and that's bloody scary as Lambo. He hasn't spotted it either. Uh-oh. Cannon is up here. Zerglings are going to come down. You can actually defend that as Lambo. Part of me thinks maybe he should have let that hatch go up. He's going to add an Evo chamber. He wants to go +1 melee lings to try and deal with this situation, but oh, he's just in an awkward spot in terms of production. He's going to take that as his third. That is his natural. Good choices, I think, against a ground player. I just don't know if it's going to work out against the Sky Protoss follow-up, the Oracle. So he's going to run his Queen down to his natural, but there's no way there's a second Queen ready by the time that Oracle gets there. That Oracle's going to pop out like as the hatchery finishes. Ooh, Zealot coming across to be annoying as well. Oh, the Zealot can run in the main, just be a bit of a dickhead. And you can, yeah, you can distract with that while the Oracle goes in. Or you can, oh, the Zealot might even be able to hit the Queen. Okay, he's just going to go for some drones. There's still going to be 2 shots to kill those drones. Zealot does not do enough damage to take them into 1-shot territory. Those Lings got to run up there and deal with that Zealot. They should be able to deal with it quite easily. Zealot is going to get surrounded there and will go down. The problem is that Spore's not ready, and the Oracle says, bring it on, Queen, 1-on-1. I win this fight with ease. And the Queen says, oh, shit. Immediately starts trying to run those drones away. He's going to have to run them back. Yeah. It's tough, nice hold position reaction by Probe. He just held position, which allowed his Probe to get free third attacks on those drones. Because when it gets within 1 shot, as long as your attack moved, or you can manually target fire, but it's hard when the drones are stacked. As long as you're hold positioned or attack moved, you're not like doing a target fire. You will automatically get a free third attack to finish off a drone or probe by hold positioning. So that's why he was able to kill an extra 3 or 4 drones on the way back. A devastating start here for Probe. He's got his Nexus up behind it, and he's going to that 4 Oracle build, which we saw Lambo take little bits of damage to when he had a nice start. In this game, those 4 Oracles are going to group up well before Lambo has the response to it. These Oracles just flying around looking for some openings. Another 3rd Oracle coming across. We got Glaive Adepts on the way behind this, going up to 3 gateways. A Sentry and a Stalker making him completely solid at home. +1 melee, a nice upgrade in some scenarios, but, you know, Probe's just locked everything down. I don't think +1 melee was the right call in this scenario. The Oracles need to be denied. That Queen being very ballsy there. Lambo, you cannot go off creep. You've got to keep those Queens alive. These Oracles, oh, I think they might dive on a... Nope. He's waiting for it. Okay, he's waiting for his moment. He's warping in Adepts on his forward pylon. Oh my god. Oh, he's going to dive on this base? 4 Adepts, 3 Oracles are about to blitz this mineral line. Shut your eyes, Zerg players. This is about to be disgusting. The Adepts shade in. They're not quite in the pocket just yet. They are going to get surrounded by the Zerglings, but the Oracles say, get wrecked. And they're actually just going to kill the Spore Crawler. Spore Crawler is going to go down. The drones realizing this is a lost battle. They're going to try and evacuate. Oh, they should have kept running to the main, I think. Oh, they try to run to that base. The Queen's going to come down. Now, she can focus down the weak Oracle. She's going to do it, but so many workers going down here. Oof. That's 15 workers killed in total. Probe up 8 workers behind this. He's taking the gases on his natural. His Robo's gone down. Glaives is almost finished. He can still warp in Adepts down here as well as needed. 1 Oracle remaining on the map. And oh my lord, another 8 Adepts working their way across. Lings finally clearing up the proxy pylons and cannons. But there's going to be 8 Adepts coming across, and this Zergling did not spot them. Lambo trying to send out spotters to get map vision, but he's blind right now. Let's go to Lambo's camera and watch him just friggin' lose his mind as these Adepts shade in. He's dealing with the hallucination. The shades on the minimap. The shades on the minimap. He reacts quickly. He tries to run those drones, but already so many going down. He accidentally turned and fought with them, and then told them to run. We're still on his camera right now as he tries to morph Banelings. He needs to get some defense together, but he's just got nothing to work with. A couple of Banelings, a couple of Zerglings. Oh man, the Adepts are even going to take out the Spore Crawler, which means the Oracles can do really good follow-up damage here. The Adepts just kind of spreading out. Back to everyone's camera. And that's going to be that. A filthy cannon rush there in Game 3. Probe takes the series 2-1. And very nicely done by the Probiest with the mostiest. GG's. Nicely done, dude. That was a pretty gross cannon rush. Good eco cannon rush. I think if he'd committed his production to the other side of the map, Lambo might have been able to, you know, bounce around a little bit more and deal with it. But going for the proxy hatch in the main and then having Probe just be calm enough to build the gate, build the core at home. He's like, oh, I've got a Zealot here and a Stalker anyway, and I can also cannon rush your third because you've committed to that and a third base back at home. You don't have any units. You've skipped the Queen. You don't have your Roach Warren. You've cancelled that, you know, and Probe just came out on top. Very tough to deal with that. But I do think Lambo messed up by not having a drone down there. I really feel like having a single drone and another 5 or 6 drones control grouped, you can block the wall off and get more drones down there. And I think it's just a good safety precaution to at least mess up the timing of these sorts of cannon rushes. So we'll see how it goes. It is tough because you've also got the parting cannon rush where you go Cybercore and then you do a really late cannon rush. But you're just like, oh, pylon, pylon, pylon. Like, and it looks like it's past the timing where a cannon rush would normally hit, and it normally is, but not always. So there's some filth that goes on there, guys. But GG, well played. Some good games. Yeah, good stuff.